Trick number 1. Pulling out and restoring a woman's teeth. This trick is electrifying. At first, the magician chooses a woman from the crowd, and all of a sudden, he pulls out her canine teeth with his hands. Then he puts these teeth inside his mouth and tells the woman that when he blows at her face, her missing teeth will be restored. And that's what actually happened, leaving everyone astonished. The question is, how did he put the woman's teeth back after removing them? The secret of this trick is as follows. Firstly, the magician's selection of that particular woman wasn't random at all, as she's accomplice in this trick. Secondly, the woman's teeth apparent to you are all fake. Let's explain that. In fact, the woman's upper teeth are actually small in their nature. Unlike the ones you see here, which are big and fake, the magician planted a set of artificial teeth above her normal ones this way. The canines of these teeth are professionally designed to go up by a press of a finger and go down by another press from behind. In this moment, the magician pushed the canines by his fingers and they instantly disappeared in the upper part of the woman's mouth, making her appear like she has just lost her teeth in an accident. The teeth appeared in the magician's hand here, were previously there. The magician was hiding them behind his fingers when he acted like he was pulling them out. In this scene, you can notice the fake shape of them. They are different from human teeth, and the magician would never put them in his mouth if they were actually real. In order to put the canine teeth back in place, the woman pushes the fake teeth from the back by her tongue, so they instantly appear again, simultaneously by blowing out at her face. And that's how this trick was performed. Trick number 2. Frog swallowing and vomiting. This trick is one of the most famous tricks performed by the magician David Blaine. At first, he opens his mouth in front of the crowd to assure them it is empty. Then he starts vomiting, and suddenly an alive frog comes out from his mouth to the waiting glass of water. The crowd gets shocked, unbelieving what they see. So he does it again and vomits another living frog. So how did he do that? Actually, this trick is 100% real and no magic included. The magician indeed vomits alive frogs from his stomach. Let's explain that. The frog swallowing and vomiting trick is a very old one. It goes back to the year 1910 of the past century. The first magician ever did this trick went by the name Bilim Jimmy. He was able to swallow a large quantity of living frogs and then vomiting them one by one. No other magician dares to imitate him until David Blaine came and applied the same trick successfully. This trick depends on a special capability called regurgitation, which happens when an undigested food or any other object inside the stomach rises back up the esophagus and into the mouth. For many years, the magician has been training to control the smooth muscles of the stomach and the esophagus in order to be able to throw out anything inside his stomach whenever he wants to. I can hear some of you asking, but how do the frogs remain alive inside the magician's stomach? The fact is that the magician follows a very sophisticated plan. Before performing this dangerous trick, he eats very little food and very much water. Then he swallows the frogs. This large amount of water helps in keeping the frogs alive inside his stomach for a very long time. The magician then starts vomiting them out in a specific time before they got digested. Trick number 3. Vomiting firing water. Still with David Blaine tricks, and this time he brings out a large amount of water from his stomach. At first he drinks too much water and gradually begins to throw it out in continuous shots. The first shot is blazing, the following shots are just plain water, which extinguished the first fire. So how did he do that? Actually, after drinking water, the magician drank a little amount of kerosene, which is a flammable oil that has a less density than water, so it floats on water, and when he vomited his first shot of water, it was mixed with kerosene, and that caused an instant fire. The following shots were plain water, so they extinguished the fire. It is worth mentioning that David Blaine is the first magician to do this trick, after an Egyptian magician called Hajj Ali, who performed this trick in the 20s of the past century.